I've been lucky enough to have the opportunity to review a ton of gaming products over the last few years, such as monitors, laptops, keyboards, mice, and so much more. However, an area that I've not explored are PC components. The idea of swapping parts for my main desktop isn't really appealing, especially when there's a risk that something breaks. Well, that's changing now. With the help from Cooler Master, I'll be building an open test bench style PC so that I can easily test out PC components. Let's get into it. Starting with the build components, we have the MasterFrame 700. This beautiful case is what enables me to build an open test bench PC. It can also be used in an open airframe mode. The choice is yours. The MasterFrame 700 features two side wings that can fit anything you throw at it, even dual radiators. These side wings are easily adjustable thanks to the 4 friction hinges. I absolutely love the design and customizability of the MasterFrame 700. The black finish steel makes this product so sexy and we've not even put anything on it. Moving on, we have the XG750 Platinum. This is Cooler Master's latest fully modular 80+ Platinum power supply with smart control thermal mode. When looking for a PSU, I first look at the brand reliability because a low quality PSU can easily damage your expensive components. Besides that, being a fully modular PSU will help so much in making this a cleaner and more manageable build. The Smart Control Thermal mode paired with the 135mm quiet fan allows you to do more with your system with minimal noise generated from the fan. Be assured that this is a high quality and reliable PSU with a 10-year warranty. Next is the MasterAir MH710 Stealth ARGB. This air cooler will ensure that your processor doesn't overheat and thermal throttle while looking good with the dual SickleFlow 120 ARGB fans. On top of that, the stealth black finish makes this cooler look so cool? Looks aside, the MH612 features 6 heat pipes and a nickel-plated base. The heat pipes have an asymmetrical design to allow for easy RAM clearance, whilst the nickel-plated copper base ensures maximum coverage for the optimal cooling. They've also included an addressable RGB LED controller in the box for you to easily customize the lighting with a push of a button. This air cooler comes with a 5-year warranty. Let's take a closer look at the SickleFlow 120 ARGB fans. The air cooler comes with 2 of them, but Cooler Master has also provided me with 6 extra units of their popular fans. So what makes them so special? The SickleFlow 120 ARGB is a 7-blade optimized design fan with updated curves to improve airflow and air pressure. The frame structure of the fan has also been updated to reduce turbulent airflow and noise. Besides that, the fan bearing is securely sealed to ensure that no dust gets in and no lubricant gets out. These are fans that will last you a lifetime, plus they have ARGB. There are 2 more internal components that I want to quickly touch on, which are the CryoFuze and Addressable RGB LED strip. A good thermal paste will ensure that your processor can dissipate heat effectively. That's exactly what the CryoFuze is, a new line of thermal paste delivering superior bonding for your processing capabilities. It utilizes nanoparticles for excellent thermal conductivity, resulting in optimal heat transfer. It's also using a non-corrosive and non-oxidant formula to prevent solidification and leaves the metal contact surfaces unharmed. The addressable RGB LED strip, on the other hand, is just swag, honestly. Although I must say that when placed correctly, it looks absolutely beautiful because each LED can be independently customized. Now let's get out of the case and check out some peripherals, starting with the CK530 version 2. This is a no-nonsense TKL gaming keyboard that comes with a wrist rest. I really like the brushed aluminum design because it gives the keyboard a sort of masculine look. Pair that with the RGB backlighting, don't be surprised if you find yourself just staring at this keyboard. Another awesome feature of this keyboard is that you can control everything such as lighting and macros via the keyboard. No software necessary. I've opted for the brown switches because I wanted something tactile but not extremely noisy like blue switches. Here's what it sounds like. Moving on, we have the MM720 RGB gaming mouse. I've had this mouse for quite some time actually, and I have to say that it's one of the most comfortable mice that I've ever used. You can check out my review of this mouse below, but here's a quick summary. The MM720 is an ultralight honeycomb shell mouse that has an ergonomic design. It also features an ultra-weave cable that reduces cable snag. You can expect other top-tier gaming features on this mice such as gaming-grade optical sensors, switches, and PTFE feed. Next is audio. Cooler Master this time have provided me with the MH710. These are gaming earbuds that I can use for both PC and mobile gaming. The MH710 features Focus FX 2.0, which are on-the-fly solution for audio adjustments. With a push of a button, you can choose between clear highs, balanced mids, and immersive lows. The sound coming out from these tiny earbuds is crystal clear thanks to its 10mm neodymium drivers. Inside the box, you get 3 ear tip sizes to choose from, ensuring that you have the best fit. Besides that, you also get an airline adapter and a dual 3.5mm cable. All of this can be kept securely with the included carry case. Now let's have a look at the non-Cooler Master components, starting with the processor. After some research and discussions with people more knowledgeable than me, I decided to go for the AMD Ryzen 5 5600G. This is a Zen 3 6-core 12-thread CPU with a base clock of 3.9 GHz and a maximum boost clock of up to 4.4 GHz. The processor also features the Radeon Vega graphics, which allows for some decent 1080p gaming. The Ryzen 5 5600G provides unbeatable price to performance for a processor with integrated graphics. Next is storage and memory. I got them both from PNY. Starting with the storage, this is the CS2140 M.2 NVMe PCIe Gen 4 SSD. The SSD has a maximum read speed of 3600 MB per second and a maximum write speed of 3200 MB per second. So you can expect fast boot times and quick application launches. Moving on is the memory. I went for the Accelerate Gaming 3200 MHz RAM with Epic X RGB. These are two 8GB sticks. The Accelerate Gaming memory provides extreme performance with aggressive speeds, low latency, and overclocking capabilities. Rest assured that even under the most taxing situations, the RAM will stay cool thanks to its aluminum heat spreaders. Lastly, to tie all these components together is the ASUS ROG Strix B550XE Gaming Wi-Fi motherboard. This is an absolute beast of a motherboard. It is PCIe 4.0 ready with up to 6 NVMe SSD support. 2 slots are on the motherboard and the additional 4 slots is via the included ASUS Hyper M.2x16 Gen 4 card. Besides that, it's got a robust 16 power stage with ProCool power connector, actively cooled VRM heatsinks, dedicated M.2 heatsinks, and an integrated aluminum I/O cover. In terms of connectivity, the motherboard has onboard Wi-Fi 6 and an Intel 2.5GB Ethernet with ASUS LAN guard. What takes this motherboard a step further for my test bench PC is the fact that there is a BIOS flashback feature and ASUS Q code for easy motherboard debugging. That's just a brief look at this motherboard because there's too much to say. You can check out my full review of it at the link below. By now you may have realized that I did not mention a GPU. Well, that's because there isn't one yet. GPU prices have come down significantly in price since the early pandemic days. However, they are still predicted to go down lower in a couple months. I'll reconsider my options then and you can definitely expect a follow-up video. With that being said, a lack of a dedicated GPU will not hinder me from being able to test PC components, but for now, we'll just run with the built-in graphics of the Ryzen 5 5600G processor. So with all the components out of the way, let's get to the PC build. Well, there you have it, my completed open test bench PC. It was so much fun building on the MasterFrame 700 because the possibilities were endless. I must say this looks really good. But of course, looks are not everything if this doesn't perform well. So let's run some benchmarks. For a general overview of the system, I ran the TimeSpy benchmark and the PC scored 1459. I'll be honest, it's not the best of scores because of the lack of a GPU, but if you look closely, the CPU score is great. On top of that, the thermals were excellent, maxing out at only 55 degrees Celsius for the CPU. I've double checked these numbers with HW Info and there's no thermal throttling at all. We'll definitely revisit this when I get a GPU. Next, I ran the AIDA64 to test out my memory modules. For read speeds, it was about 47,000 MB per second, and for write speeds, it was about 43,000 MB per second. Lastly, I ran Crystal Disk Mark to test out the NVMe SSD and the results are impressive. My boot drive scored about 3500 megabytes per second for read speeds and 2400 megabytes per second for write speeds. This is honestly as close as you'll get to the advertised speeds and was only achievable using the PCIe 4.0 slot on the motherboard. Overall, I'm really happy with how this build turned out. I can't help but to say how good this looks, and I'm sure over time it will change with different components. I'm also very well aware that my side wings are pretty bare because I'm not using any radiators. These side wings are usually where they sit, and I did not end up using any of the extra SickleFlow 120 ARGB fans because airflow is not really a concern here. That may change over time with different components, but for now, the air cooler and the fact that this is an open PC build is all I need to keep my PC running cool. So that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did creating it. A massive thank you once again to my sponsor Cooler Master for providing me with majority of the components to complete this build, and also not forgetting the other brands that have helped. If you're interested in purchasing any of the components from this video, I'll link all of them in the description box below. Thank you for your time, and I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye!